Students, very good morning. This time we can see Unit 5 poem The River. This poem was written by Caroline Ann Bowles. Just start warm up activity. My first question, have you ever been to a river? I'm asking you a question. Have you ever watched a river, students? Okay, good. Second question, describe the beauty of the river you have seen. My question is, you have seen a river, just express some points about that river you have seen in your life. That's very good, students. Next question, do you think rivers have life like human beings? How we evolved, how we created in this world, how we were born into a child, then we have grown up in a young age, then old age. In the same wise, do you think river has life like us, like human beings? You have any ideas? Okay, students. Let's see the author introduction about the poet. Caroline Ann Bowles. She was born in 1786 and she was died in 1854. She was an English poet and the wife of Robert Southey. He was one of the persons in King's Court. He worked as the poet laureate at Britain's court. Okay. In Britain court, this Robert Southey, he has worked as a poet laureate. Poet laureate means in the King's Court he worked as a poet. She was a poet of great merit and produced some of the best work at the threshold of the Victorian era. She was the best poet. Not only that, she also produced some works. Those works also best works in the Victorian era. Next, she wrote various other works including not only this work, The River, she has written some other famous works. They are The Little Ladybird. Second, Chapter on Churchyard. Third, Tales of the Factories. So these are significant works which she has written. Okay, students, let's see the poem lines. This poem, author has given complete human attributes or human characteristics for this river. A human has a life. Now the poetess has compared human life with this river. Let's see the lines first. River, river, little river, bright you sparkle on your way, over the yellow pebbles dancing, through the flowers and foliage glancing, like a child at play. Now the poetess explains about the river that river, river, little river. I mean, in its size, it was created in a small place, like that. He is saying it's a little river. Bright you sparkle on your way. So sparkle means shine brightly, just giving a shine. I mean, giving a light with flashes of light. So bright you sparkle on your way. This. Okay, students, let's start the poem. The river. River, river, little river. Now the poetess considers the river as a child. From its place, it is small in its size, so the poet considers the river is little. Bright you sparkle on your way. Bright means, we know that, flash. Sparkle. Sparkle means also shine brightly. Shine brightly with flashes of light. So he is explaining that you sparkle brightly on your way. The river runs its way. In all the way, it just shines. Okay. Next, over the yellow pebbles dancing. Pebbles means yellow pebbles. Pebbles means a smooth and round stone. Smooth and round stone This type of stone we can see in the river. Okay, in the river or a beach, we can see this type of a stone. That is called a pebbles. Over the yellow pebbles dancing. Okay, the river runs its way. At the time, what is happening? The pebbles are dancing by the action of the river because it's pushing them. Through the flowers and foliage glancing. Okay, through the flowers. The river runs in all the ways. In the hills, in the river banks, in all the ways. It's just moving in its way through the flowers. Sometimes it made some flowers, sometimes the foliage. Foliage means in this picture you can see there in the top corner you can see some leaves, flowers, etc. You can see something, branches also there. In the same wise, the river is doing the foliage glancing. Glancing means take a brief or hurried look. Okay, just touching. The river in its way, just touching those things. I mean, those things means that foliage. The river just touching the foliage, but it is not damaging it completely. It just touching. Okay, this is the poet is explaining. Next, like a child at play. How a small child plays in its age, in the same wise the river moves in its way with these things. I mean, flowers, foliage. Okay, and also the pebbles. Next stanza, river, river, swelling river. This time the first line says, the first stanza, first line is river, river, little river. So it says its size. Now they are saying river, river, swelling river. Swelling means become greater in intensity. Intensity means from its force or a degree or a strength, whatever it is. In its force, it is now greater. When comparing, it was little. Now it is developed. Okay, in its size, now it's huge when comparing its previous one. So river, river, swelling river, on you rush through rough and smooth, louder, faster, brawling, leaping, over rocks by rose banks sweeping, like impetuous youth. Okay, now the author calls the river, you are a swelling river. I already told the meaning. For the swelling become greater when comparing it to previous size. Now it is better in size. It means it's a big size now. And you rush through rough and smooth. I mean, the poetess says you rush. I mean, you means the river rushes through rough places. Okay, rush means moving with urgent. Okay, moving with urgent. The river is moving with urgent in a rough places. The places looking rough. In the rough places, and also the river moves with that smooth places also. Okay, next, how it rush. Okay, sometimes it rush louder, making some noise. Sometimes faster, fast sound. Sometimes it faster, it's just moving faster. Sometimes brawling. Brawling means just making a large noise, like a fight. For example, a rough or a noisy fight. One person, how he made a sound when he was in anger, in the same way this river moves in a brawling. Brawling means rough or a noisy fight. Leaping, sometimes jumping from its places. It's just jumping. The river is jumping over rocks, where this louder, faster, brawling, leaping happening means over rocks. When it crosses the rocks, I mean huge stones, it started to create sounds like this. Over rocks by rose banks. Rose banks means in your left you can see a picture. There is a yellow flowers were there. Okay, you can consider them as a roses. These are called rose banks. Rose banks means there is a river comes in its way. In the side, river side, it's called a banks. River side is called a banks. So in the banks, it means a full of roses filled with means, that is called a rose banks. Okay, so over rocks by rose banks, sweeping, entirely cleaning them, like impetuous youth. Impetuous means without thinking. How a youth person was ready to do all things without thinking before he act. In the same wise, this river is ready to act like an impetuous youth. Okay, let's see the third stanza. River, river, brimming river. Now this third time, first one little river, second one swelling river, and the third one is brimming river. Brimming means just be filled or overflowing. You can see this picture, the rivers overflowing, the water is overflowing. In the same wise, river, river, brimming river, I mean overflowing river, broad and deep and still as time, seeming still yet still in motion, tending onward to the ocean, just like mortal prime. Okay, let's see the explanation of these lines. O river, the poet is saying, O river, which is full. The river is full now, overflowing. Now you are broad. Broad means wide and deep. Okay, it's wide and deep and motionless as time. How we cannot? The time seems like a motionless. Okay, staying in one place. Our time, for example, broad and deep and still as time. Maybe now the time seems like, now we can feel the time is staying on place. It's not moving. Our time is not moving. If you think like that, means we are fools. The same wise, the river seems staying in one place, but the fact is it is moving. Okay, seeming still yet still in motion, tending onward to the ocean, just like mortal prime. So students, listen the lines carefully. Though the river seem motionless, though the river looks like it is not moving, just it is staying one place, like that it seems, but the truth, the river is moving towards the ocean. Okay, actually it is not staying in one place, it is moving towards the ocean. Okay, now you're like a man in his prime. Okay, now the poetess says this river just like mortal prime. Mortal prime means a mortal prime means a man is in his best age. Okay, first one, the river is compared by the poet with little child, second with the impetuous youth, now the third with the mortal prime. A man in his best age is called a mortal prime. Let's go for the fourth stanza. River, river, headlong river. So fourth one is headlong river. Headlong means with the head first. If you are running means, just see this picture, a boy is running, he just show his head first, then his body second. Like the way we can take headlong river means just showing the head first, or else one more meaning for it, in a rush, a person is moving with a rush. Rush, I already told the meaning for that, moving urgent. Okay, so river, river, headlong river, down you dash into the sea. Okay, now the river just quickly down into the sea, just mingling with the sea. Third line, see that line hath never sounded. In this line, hath, H-A-T-H. Hath means third person singular. For example, have or has. In archaic, in our old words, they have used hath instead of have or has or had. See that line hath never sounded. Okay, which means the sea's depth has never been measured by weighted line. Okay, by using the weighted line we can measure a well's depth, but no one is tried to measure the sea's depth by using a weighted line. That is the meaning. See that line hath never sounded. Okay, no one measured sea's depth by using a weighted line. At the same wise, fourth one, see that sail hath never rounded. Okay, that no one person in this world has never traveled in a ship completely around the sea in the same wise. Okay, what they are trying to say means no one is measured the sea's depth In the same wise, no one is traveled completely the sea like eternity. Like eternity means, so students, see that line hath never sounded, see that sail hath never rounded, like eternity. Okay, no one measured sea's depth by using a weighted line. At the same time, no one rounded by using a ship by sailing. In the same wise, no one doesn't have any idea about the eternity, because eternity means life continuing without end after death. After one person's death, there is a life that is called eternity. In that life, no one knows about that life, how it will be. Okay, whether it will be a heaven like or a hell like, but no one has measured, no one has traveled in that eternity. So that's it, students.